Have you ever looked back at a relationship and realized, she never truly loved you, she just used you? Maybe you gave her everything, your time, your energy, your loyalty, and she gave you confusion, excuses, and emotional pain. You thought it was love, but in reality it was a transaction. You see, one of the hardest truths a man can face is this: not every woman who stays with you cares for you. Some stay because you serve a purpose, because you make her feel validated, safe, entertained, or financially secure, not because she actually values you. And here's the most painful part. When you're in love, you're blind. You ignore the signs. You justify her actions. You tell yourself, she's just busy. She's just going through something. But deep down, something feels wrong. You feel emotionally drained. You feel used, but you can't explain why. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." But when you're in love, your mind convinces you that wrong is right and lies are truth. So today I want to open your eyes, because once you see the signs of manipulation, you can never unsee them. This isn't about hating women. It's about protecting your peace, your dignity, and your masculine energy. Let's break down 9 signs she was using you and you were blind. Listen carefully, because once you learn to recognize these signs, you'll never let anyone play with your heart again. 1. Her interest was conditional. At first, she made you feel like you were the center of her universe. Every message felt special. Every call felt like she genuinely cared. She laughed at your jokes, she praised your ambition, she mirrored your emotions, and in your mind, that was love. But slowly, without realizing it, you began to notice a strange pattern. Her warmth depended on what you could do for her. When you agreed to her plans, she adored you. When you helped her with something, she rewarded you with affection. But the moment you said no, her tone changed. The smiles vanished. The connection faded. That wasn't love, it was conditioning. She didn't love you. She loved what you provided: attention, validation, comfort, money, maybe even status. And you, like many good-hearted men, confused her satisfaction for love. You told yourself, she's just moody, or she's stressed. But deep down, you knew her affection had a price tag. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. You were that good man. You showed up, gave, cared, and believed." But a Stoic must also know when his giving is being exploited. Love built on conditions will eventually crumble, because once you stop giving, her interest disappears. So ask yourself, did she stay because she loved your soul, or because she loved your benefits? If her affection depended on your effort, that wasn't connection, it was consumption. 2. You were her emotional sponge. Every time her world fell apart, you were her rock. When her friends betrayed her, when her ex resurfaced, when work stressed her out, you were the one she called at 2 a.m., and you answered. Because that's who you are: loyal, caring, empathetic. She cried and you listened. She vented and you consoled. You gave her comfort, warmth, understanding. But when you were the one breaking down, she wasn't there. Your pain didn't fit her schedule. You became her emotional sponge, soaking up her storms while she gave you nothing in return. This dynamic can feel intoxicating at first. You think, she trusts me. You think, I'm her safe space. But brother, what you really became was her emotional janitor, cleaning up her messes while she walked away lighter and you walked away emptier. Epictetus once said, if someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. When she drained your energy, it wasn't her fault alone. It was yours too for allowing it repeatedly. A Stoic man learns to observe emotional patterns without becoming their victim. You cannot heal someone who refuses to grow. You cannot pour endlessly into someone who never fills your cup. So next time a woman constantly brings chaos but never peace, remember, she's not connecting with you. She's consuming you. You're not her man. You're her medicine. And once she feels better, she'll leave. 3. She never invested in you. Think back on your relationship. Who invested more? Who made the effort? Who initiated the plans? Who sacrificed more time, money, and energy? If you're being honest, it was you. You sent the good morning texts. You planned the dates. You supported her dreams. But when it came to you, she gave bare minimum effort. She enjoyed your attention but never mirrored your energy. That's not partnership, that's imbalance. A woman who's truly into you will contribute, emotionally, mentally, and sometimes even financially. She'll care about your ambitions, your peace, your progress. But a woman who uses you, she only shows up when it's convenient. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, and a wise man's thoughts must include self-respect." When you realize she never truly invested, that every effort came from your side, you see the truth. She wasn't in love with you. She was in love with the idea of being loved. She didn't want to build a future. She wanted to enjoy the benefits of your energy without giving anything back. A Stoic man doesn't chase effort, he matches it. He knows love cannot be one-sided, so stop overcompensating for someone who's under-delivering. Because when you give your all to someone who's only half present, you're not being romantic. You're being robbed. Love requires mutual effort, and if she never invested in you, then brother, she was only there for the returns. 4. She manipulated you with guilt. Have you ever noticed how she made you feel like the bad guy even when you were the one giving your best? You tried to set a boundary, and suddenly she said, "Wow, I didn't think you were like other men." You needed space and she accused you of not caring. You said no once and she treated it like betrayal. That's not love. That's guilt manipulation. A woman who uses guilt knows exactly how to twist your kindness into control. She studies your empathy, your need to make others happy, and uses it against you. She plays victim to keep you apologizing for things you didn't do wrong. You start over-explaining. You start walking on eggshells. You start saying yes to things that drain you, just to avoid her disappointment. And before you know it, you've lost yourself trying to please someone who enjoys watching you submit. Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And that's the heart of this truth. If she can make you feel guilty for protecting your peace, she owns you. A Stoic man learns that guilt is the weapon of emotional manipulators. It's how they keep you under control. Not through force, but through shame. So the next time she says, "You don't love me like you used to," when all you did was set a healthy limit, remember, that's her fear of losing control, not your lack of love. You don't owe anyone constant sacrifice. You owe yourself peace. And if she uses guilt to keep you chained, it's not love, it's slavery disguised as affection. 5. She compared you to other men. Few words can pierce a man's confidence like, "Why can't you be more like him?" Daniel surprises his girlfriend all the time. My ex never had this problem. At first you brush it off. You think she's just expressing frustration. But slowly those comparisons start to live in your head. You start thinking you're not enough. You start chasing approval, trying to outperform invisible men who exist only in her imagination. And that's exactly what she wants, a control through insecurity. A woman who truly loves you will lift you, not compare you. But a woman who uses you will plant seeds of doubt to keep you chasing validation. Because a man who's constantly proving himself is easy to manipulate. Marcus Aurelius said, "The opinion of 10,000 men is of no value if none of them know the truth." And the truth is this: comparison is emotional poison. When she compares you, she's not trying to inspire growth, she's reminding you that her affection is conditional. Be more like him or lose her attention. That's not motivation, that's mind control. The Stoic man knows his worth is not measured against others. He understands that the only competition is with yesterday's version of himself. So if she can't appreciate you for who you are, let her chase the fantasy she keeps comparing you to. Because a man who knows his value never competes for approval, he commands respect. And the day you stop trying to outshine her imaginary ex is the day you reclaim your peace. 6. She was never truly present. Have you ever been in the same room with someone and still felt completely alone? She's right there, beside you, but her energy feels miles away. She's scrolling on her phone, replying to messages, half listening to your words. Her eyes are there, but her soul isn't. That's when you realize you're with someone who's physically present but emotionally absent. At first, you make excuses for her. She's just tired. She's busy. She's distracted. But the truth is deeper. She's not emotionally invested. She's not thinking about you. She's thinking about her next moment, her next thrill, her next source of attention. You could take her to a rooftop in New York, show her the skyline, and she'd still be staring at her notifications. You could pour your heart out, and she'd respond with a distracted, "Yeah, totally." Stoic philosophy teaches the art of presence, of being fully here, fully aware, fully alive. A woman who truly loves you is present. She listens. She remembers small details. She notices your energy. She values your silence as much as your words. But a woman who's using you doesn't care about the moment. She only cares about what she gets out of it. Your presence becomes background noise to her self-absorption. Marcus Aurelius said, "Confine yourself to the present." If she can't confine herself to the moment with you, she's already halfway out the door, mentally and emotionally. Presence is proof of love. Absence, even while standing next to you, is the loudest kind of betrayal. If she's never really there, brother, she was never really yours. 7. She disappeared when you needed her most. Every man has that moment when life hits him hard. Maybe you lost your job. Maybe your health declined. Maybe your confidence shattered after failure. And in those moments, you don't need much, just a presence. Someone to remind you that you're not alone. But when you turned to her for comfort, she vanished. The woman who once texted you all day suddenly became busy. The woman who said, "I'll always be there for you," stopped showing up. And that's when reality hits you. She wasn't there for you. She was there for your strength. When life tested your resilience, she realized she couldn't use you anymore. The free emotional labor, the stability, the attention, all gone. So she disappeared because her connection wasn't rooted in love. It was rooted in convenience. Epictetus once said, "Circumstances don't make the man. They only reveal him to himself." But here's the painful addition. They also reveal her. When everything was good, she stayed because it was easy. But when you stumbled, she left because it demanded effort. She didn't want the whole man. She wanted the version of you that served her best. And brother, I know that realization burns. Because in those silent nights you question yourself, was I not enough? Did I do something wrong? No, you didn't fail her, she failed the test of loyalty. Stoic philosophy teaches that we cannot control others, only our reactions. Her son, disappearance wasn't your punishment, it was your protection. Because had she stayed, she would have only taken more while giving less. So let her absence be your awakening. Because a woman who leaves when you're weak was never meant to witness your rise. And when you rise, and as all strong men do, let her memory remind you of one thing. Silence exposes truth louder than any words ever could. 8. She controlled you through intimacy. This one's powerful, because it hits where a man is most vulnerable. See, physical intimacy isn't just about pleasure. It's about emotional connection, trust and surrender. But for a manipulative woman, it's a weapon. She knows how to use your desire to control you. When you do what she wants, she rewards you. When you assert yourself, she withdraws. It becomes a game of psychological conditioning. Love when you obey, coldness when you resist. Soon you start craving her approval more than her affection. You start chasing her touch as if it defines your worth. That's not intimacy, and that's emotional blackmail disguised as love. A Stoic man understands that true desire must be governed, not obeyed. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." If she controls your emotions through her body, she doesn't love you, she owns you. You become addicted not to her, but to the highs and lows she creates. She becomes your dopamine dealer, feeding you just enough affection to keep you hooked. And when you finally try to walk away, she uses that intimacy again, the familiar touch, the old words, the false promises, to pull you back. It's a toxic cycle that keeps your body involved and your mind enslaved. But here's where Stoicism frees you. When you master your urges, her control dissolves. She loses power the moment you realize that your peace is more valuable than her body. Real love doesn't manipulate. It connects, it deepens, it nourishes. So if you ever feel that her affection depends on your obedience, understand she's not making love to you, she's controlling you. And the moment you break free from that trap, you stop being her puppet and start becoming your own man again. 9. She left when she got what she wanted. And finally, 10, the most painful yet freeing realization. She left because she got what she came for. Maybe it was your validation. Maybe it was your stability. Maybe it was your protection or even just your attention. Whatever it was, once she received it, she no longer needed you. And when she didn't need you, she vanished. No explanation, no closure, just cold silence. At first, your mind tries to make sense of it. You replay every memory, every word, every touch. You wonder if you said something wrong or changed too much. But brother, the truth is brutal. She was never really yours. She was renting your presence until something better came along. That's the dark truth most men don't want to face. You can't lose a woman who was never invested. You can only lose the illusion she sold you. Marcus Aurelius said, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight." Her leaving wasn't your loss, it was nature correcting your path. She came into your life to teach you discernment, to sharpen your perception, to burn away your naivety. And once the lesson was complete, she exited, not gracefully, but truthfully. You see, the Stoics believed every pain carries wisdom. She didn't just use you, she refined you. She forced you to confront your weakness for attention, your hunger for validation, and your blindness to manipulation. You thought her leaving was heartbreak, but in reality, it was liberation. Because once she's gone, you finally have space to rebuild yourself. Stronger, calmer, wiser. She took your time, yes. She took your trust, yes. But she also gave you something far greater. Awareness. And awareness is priceless. So don't chase her. Don't hate her. Thank her silently. Because she awakened the Stoic inside you. She taught you that peace is not found in her arms, but in your own mind. And when you meet the next woman, you'll see her not with blind hope, but with clear eyes, steady judgment, and unshakable calm. Because once you've been used and survived, brother, no one can use you again. Conclusion. Brother, if you saw yourself in these signs, don't blame yourself. The fact that you love deeply only means you're capable of loyalty, compassion, and strength. But love without wisdom leads to suffering. You were blind because your heart was pure. You believed in connection. You believed in meaning. But now you know, not every woman who smiles at you has good intentions. Being stoic doesn't mean becoming cold or heartless. It means becoming aware. It means giving your energy only to those who earn it. It means protecting your peace more than your pride. So next time, don't just ask, does she love me? Ask, does she value me? Does she invest in me? Does she bring peace or take it away? When you find a woman who matches your energy, respects your boundaries, and grows with you, that's when love becomes real. Until then, walk alone. Not because you're bitter, but because you refuse to be used again. Hi, with that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.